Panthers, Rams, who wins?
Panthers.
Derek?
I like the Panthers too.
Scooter's taking Carolina.
So am I. All right. Saints and 49ers. Breeze.
I think this is one where you can start a lot of players on the Saints offense, even though they're on the road.
This could be Tampa-Atlanta game from Thursday night, right?
It could be. It really could be. So I think Breeze, Ingram, Hightower, Cooks, Thomas, Snead, those guys are all in the mix.
Fleener?
The running back. Oh, yeah, and Fleener too. Absolutely.
And
San Francisco's just bad on defense. I mean, this is a situation where even with Ingram and Hightower splitting carries, they could both be running back twos this week, and there could still be enough points in the passing game.
It got worse for San Francisco when they lost Navarro Bowman. That was the breaking point for that defense. You lose Bowman, that's it. Game over. So on the 49er side, I mean, I'm still kind of looking at that Colin Kaepernick stream today. I don't know. It could be interesting against that Saints defense.
Yeah, he's definitely worth a play. Torrey Smith is worth a play. I think Harris is worth a play, filling in for Gore. The Saints give up the second most points to fantasy running backs, and like I said, in daily fantasy, as soon as I saw that, I went with him because he's only worth $4,500 in the FanDuel League. That's good value for a starting running back, and it allowed me to play a lot of top-tier players at the other positions by doing it that way.
All right, Saints and 49ers, who wins?
I like the Saints.
Derek?
I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with San Francisco.
Saints. Scooter. I'm going to go upset too. San Francisco. I like that.
I gave it 1 point in the confidence pool. I have no faith in that at all, but I like how the Saints play on the road sometimes.
I always, for the most part, vote against New Orleans unless it's a unique situation when they're playing on the road. Because, again, the inconsistency of that team playing outside the Superdome is huge at times. So, Colts and Packers. Andrew Luck. I wouldn't play Frank Gore today.
No, I would not either. Again, in daily fantasy, he's a complete no-go. In standard leagues, with 6 teams on bye, there's going to be some owners that have to start him, but it's really low upside playing against the Packers' top-ranked running back defense.
You play Luck.
You play Luck. You play Moncrief. You play Hilton. Doyle, if you're in a pinch. I had to pick up Doyle and start him in a league because Hunter Henry was hurt. So he has enough touchdown value that you can play. I think you can stream him any week.
And you might as well throw Dwayne Allen in there because Luck tends to find Dwayne Allen when he's playing.
Yeah.
So
I think it's kind of becoming where he's more and more of a blocker than he is a receiver. But, yeah, down by the goal line, anything can happen down there. And this should be a game where both teams get into the 30s as well.
All right, who wins Colts Packers today? Oh, well, Packers, Aaron Rodgers, no running backs except for Ty Montgomery, but he's a wide receiver.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I don't think Yahoo has made the move to list him as a running back yet. So no Packer running backs, but Montgomery, Nelson, Adams, all good plays at the receiver spot. I'd stay away from Richard Rodgers. The Green Bay tight ends have been non-existent this year. It's just too big of a risk.
And with all those other targets that he has, I don't think he needs speed targets. If you notice that, Aaron's picked up his game since the speed targets have increased their value to him.
Yes.
And tight ends are just too slow and too plodding as far as Aaron Rodgers, what he needs to be able to succeed. So
And I thought Jared Cook was going to be a good addition for them in the offseason, but he's been hurt the whole year, and he wasn't even playing well before he got hurt. He's been a major disappointment to me.
Who wins Colts Packers, Derek?
I like Green Bay. It's at home, and I think they'll win the game at home.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Scooter. Green Bay.
It's going to be a fun game, though. That's going to be a game where both teams get in the 30s. Should be close.
Okay, Titans and Chargers. Mariota, Murray, Walker. Delaney Walker's playing, by the way.
Yep.
I was wondering.
He's a little risky because he could aggravate that groin early in the game and be out. So in daily fantasy, I'd probably stay away from him because the salary's high to have a player like that. But in seasonal, if Walker's playing, I think you got to start him. Kendall Wright is somebody that's interesting. He's played well 2 of the last 3 weeks, and the Chargers don't have a very good secondary. So if you're in a pinch, Kendall Wright could be somebody to look at.
Guard Matthews has been doing good as well. Getting out there and catching passes for Tennessee.
I think what you're seeing is a Ty Sharp, even though he had an impressive preseason, he isn't ready for the big show yet, and those 2 veteran receivers are starting to overtake him.
Exactly. All right, and for the Chargers, Rivers, Gordon, Antonio.
One player we forgot on the Titans, Derek Henry, because I think that's a guy you said you like this week too. And if Murray was bothered by the toe, I think he's going to see a ton of carries. But if Henry even gets 10 carries, that might be enough to be fantasy viable. Yeah. So, on the Chargers, Rivers, Gordon, Gates is a good play because Hunter Henry's out, and that gives Gates some tight end one streaming value with Henry out of there.
Darrell Williams, because I understand that. But wait a minute, I understand that Inman might be the guy this week because Williams and Benjamin are a bit dinged up.
They're a bit dinged up, so Inman could be a sneaky sleeper play. But he has such a low floor, and I think there's enough other streamers out there that you probably can do better than Inman.
Yep.
He could have 7 catches for 100 yards today, or could have 1 catch for 3 yards. I hate playing guys like that.
I heard a rumor CJ Spiller's on the waiver wire, so you might want to run out and get him.
There you go, get that. Oh, and Lambeau, you gotta go with Lambeau. He's been great as a fantasy kicker this year.
Oh, there you go. Mm-hmm. Suckup's been doing pretty good lately too. So.
Yeah, he was a bottom tier kicker last year, and he's had a nice year.
Do we all have San Diego at home, or is anybody going on the Tennessee wagon? Oh.
I'm going San Diego. Oh, Scooter's going with the Titans.
I forgot there's a homer in the house.
I'm going to go San Diego.
Who'd you take there?
San Diego. I don't have a ton of confidence in the pick. I think it's going to be close because I really like that Tennessee running game against San Diego, but I think Rivers figures out a way to pull it out at home.
Because it's San Diego at home. That's the only reason why I'm going to take it.
I think San Diego pulls it out at home too. So. All right, down to the last 2 here. Broncos, Raiders tonight.
Well, I mean, the Raiders, you'd have been scared to play a lot of their players, but with all those injuries in the secondary, I think that opens it back up for him again. So I think Carr is still a good start. Cooper's a good start. Crabtree's a good start. Murray's a good start. I don't know if I'd go much deeper than that, though. But I just think they're big guys is who you're going to want to play.
And on the Broncos side, Booker.
I think it's kind of the same thing. Booker, Thomas, and Sanders are all good plays, but then after that, I don't think anybody's worth a stream. Simeon, maybe against that Raiders defense, but I don't know. He other than that game against Cincinnati where he had 4 touchdowns, he hasn't really shown a lot.
So in the battle for first in the AFC West tonight, who wins, Broncos or Raiders?
I like the Raiders at home.
Scott?
My favorite matchup of the weekend, though. It's too bad that Talib and some of those guys on the secondary are hurt. I really wanted to watch these teams at full strength.
Yeah, I like the Raiders at home too. They're riding that 2-game win streak in the Florida swing. I like the Raiders at home.
Yeah, Broncos secondary limited. I I give the Raiders a nod on that one. So, all right, wrapping it up with the Monday night game: the Buffalo Bills at the Seattle Seahawks.
Christine Michael.
Christine Michael. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that's probably about it. I mean, maybe Doug Baldwin, maybe Jimmy Graham, but I don't know. With Russell Wilson struggling as much as he is, those guys are not high
starting
upside
Doug
plays.
Baldwin this week. As a matter of fact, I'm looking at trading Baldwin and Christian Michael in my other league. So
if you're looking for a really sneaky running back play, Pete Carroll's been talking about involving the rookie more.
Precise.
CJ Precise. Yes.
CJ Precisely.
Yep. I picked him up in a league, and I'm starting him this week because I have week 9 running back by Blue.
I have him
that's
I have him as a
to keep an eye on.
handcuff, so I got to choose between him and Michael. I figured I'd stick with Michael. Because,
Yeah,
I would do that too. Yes.
So on the Bill side, McCoy should play if he's starting, but I would with caution because he can get injured right away, and there goes your whole night. If by chance you have him, go out and get Mike Gillislee if you need to start a Buffalo running back this week because McCoy might not be the play. But because of that, I don't even think you want to play a Buffalo running back this week.
No, you need Gillislee if you own McCoy, though, because what happens if McCoy ends up being a surprise late second scratch, and then you don't have any other option to go with?
If you have McCoy.
And if Gillislee's owned, then you need Precise, because Precise is playing on the other side of the ball, and he would be the viable person on waivers that you could slide in there if McCoy got hurt.
I'm going to be using that one all season. All right. Okay. Yeah. And I didn't hear Percy Harvin's name mentioned anywhere.
No Percy Harvin.
No.
I wouldn't start Tyrod Taylor. I just don't think there's – the Buffalo defense, because of how limited Russell Wilson has been, the Buffalo defense might be a surprise play up there.
Because Miami held them down up there too.
Yeah.
They did. Everybody's holding them down. New Orleans held them down last week. They only scored 13 points in that game.
Comes the question, who wins, Seattle or Buffalo?
Seattle.
Yeah.
You can't bet against them at home, I guess, right?
No.
Yeah. And again, this could be a 16-13 type game, but I think Seattle – see, the one thing about Russell Wilson that has surprised me is he'll play bad for the entire – first, second, and third quarter, and then all of a sudden with 5 minutes, like look what he did against the Cardinals, then all of a sudden that's when he comes alive and starts making plays. It isn't enough to give him fantasy value, but it's enough to get Seattle some ugly wins.
Scooter's going with Buffalo.
Yep. Saw that, marked it down. Gonna talk shit about him next week. All right, guys. Well, that does it for another Sunday, week 9. And enjoy the games. Hopefully everything gets better from here on out because I don't think there's going to be any more 6 teams on a bye after this week.
Nope, won't be.
Nope, this is the last one. I think there's still another one with 4 teams on bye in week 10, and then after that there's a couple 2-week ones, 2-team ones again, and then
13, we're getting close to being back to full strength.
Okay.
Derek, so much for joining us from Denver. I appreciate it.
Thank you. That worked better once I moved locations in the house. We didn't have any
issues. It's much better than where you were before. Absolutely.
Don't forget to tune in on Wednesday as it is hockey night. When Ron Gallo is in the house, I'll also do a quick, brief summary of the Sunday night action and the fantasy stuff if we get a chance. And otherwise, we'll see you guys. We'll see you, Derek, on Thursday. Correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes,
Scooter, thanks for hanging in there in the bullpen over there, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, let me know how you're feeling towards the end of the day, so I know what's going on tonight, Scooter. Okay. Usually, you determine whether or not we have a show on Sunday nights or not, so we'll figure out see how it goes.
It's on you. Take us home.
All right, we're out of here, folks. Thanks so much for joining us. Eliot, great job as usual. And remember, we will be here on the Sports Nerds tonight at 7 p.m., Scooter's Health willing. And we will also be back on this show Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. For Eliot and Derek Lofland, thank you so much for joining us, and we are out. See ya.